Hi guys, my name is Christine and I'm a dating, relationship and personal development coach. Today I'm talking about these small changes will make you more attractive. So we're going to be going into 3 things that you can change and you can adapt within your personality, adopt into your personality, so that you can become more attractive to women, so that you can have more dates, so that they will continue to want to date you, and women will more likely want to become your girlfriend, and it'll be a lot more easier to get intimate with them, and basically just a good all-rounder for you to use so that you can become more attractive to women. So the first one that I want to talk about is your physical appearance. Okay, now yes, when it comes to women, a guy that's attractive often is able to get his foot in the door with women. It's the same with guys who have lots and lots of money. He is able to get his foot in the door. But if his vibe is off, right, if there's something wrong with the way that he acts around women that put women off, then they're still going to get put off eventually, right? They may go on a few dates with him, maybe give him the benefit of the doubt a lot because he happens to be really good looking or really, really rich. But eventually she will end up leaving that guy because there's something wrong with his vibe and he makes her feeling uncomfortable in some kind of way. So your physical appearance only does so much, but it is important to take care of yourself, obviously. It's important that if you notice that you are clearly overweight, it's a good idea to sort that out and to start eating more healthier, get a gym membership, okay? If you don't groom yourself very well, if you've got very raggedy hair, or maybe you don't groom yourself very well on your beard, and your general grooming habits, if you don't do well with those either, and this is a part of your personality. If it's part of your personality and the look actually really suits you, then fine. But more than likely, you need to be on top of your haircuts, your beard cuts, whatever it may be that you're displaying on yourself right now, okay? So try and keep up well with your grooming habits, also your hygiene habits. Now, if you do have like a really bad hygiene problem, and basically what that means is that you got to shower at least once a day, okay? That's all, right? And put deodorant on. That's literally it when it comes to hygiene. But I do know a lot of people, as men and women, have mental health issues. And when they have these mental health issues like depression, chronic something or another, right, mentally, it can be very difficult to keep up with those hygiene habits because you just feel so rubbish about yourself. So if you find it difficult to take care of your hygiene, like showering every day, using deodorant, just taking care of yourself in these little small ways, and the same goes for healthy eating too. If you find it very, very difficult to make yourself a nutritious meal because you don't care about yourself enough, then what I would say that you do is go and speak to a mental health professional. I'm just a coach, okay? Nothing I could say to you could help you improve your mental health on that scale if you're suffering, okay? So you need to really please go and speak to a mental health professional if you are doing that. I can't diagnose you, but they can, and they can help you with those things, okay? If you're struggling to do those things and you're not just being a little bit lazy about it, okay? But yes, you got to have good hygiene. Some women are just, I'm actually one of those kinds of women, but I'm a lesbian, so I feel this with other women. I remember when I was dating, okay, before I got married, that I would easily get put off by BO and someone's and smell, okay? I was very highly sensitive to it, and I know some straight women are the same. So if you're on a date with a woman and you smell like BO, it's going to put her off. I'm sorry, she's just not going to want to continue dating. You could look like Brad Pitt, but if you smell crap, she won't want to continue dating you, right? If you just smell disgusting, okay? That's just one of my things though. It may not apply to all of the straight women, but it applies to a lot of them. They will like it better if you smell better. And I'm not saying you should spray yourself all over and you should, because then you'll smell too much, right? But just like under the pits, maybe just a little bit on a bit, there's a spray of cologne on your clothes or something like that. That's it. That's all you need to do. Deodorant, each armpit, just a little squirt of something nice, right? Some nice fragrance, and then you're good to go. You don't need to do any more than that, okay? So you also need to look at your wardrobe as well, because a lot of guys actually tend to wear, this is something I learned from Mark Manson's book Models, and he goes into like good detail on how to dress, okay? So I'd highly recommend that you get his book so you can go through this. So that's Models by Mark Manson. He's the same author who did The Subtle Art of Not Giving an F. And I think he also did a biography. It helped Will Smith write his autobiography recently. Anyway, go and get his book, and he'll teach you more about this. But I'll just go into it very, very briefly. But he said in his book that men actually tend to wear clothes that are too baggy for them. They're too big. And what you want to do is you don't want to be so tight fitting, right, that you look like I don't know, like you look like a gay guy. I'm not saying you should do that, but you should wear clothes that fit you quite well, so it shows off just a little bit of your figure. Now, of course, if you're a gym rat and you really love going to the gym and you like showing off your build, then great. I mean, you keep on doing that. But the general rule for guys is you should wear clothes that are not tight fitting, but they fit you well, so it does show off your body, okay? But obviously, again, not as tight as like people that go to the gym and wear those are really like tight nylon clothes. Basically, like if you going out look like you're about to go cycling, okay? So take care of your appearance. The next thing that I want to get into is, and this after your appearance, is about your vibe. Because at the beginning of this video, I was telling you about how you can get your foot in the door with women if you look good or if you have a lot of money, whatever it may be. But if your vibe is off, you won't be able to keep those women no matter what you do, okay? And if you've got a really good vibe, it won't matter if you don't have money, and it won't matter if you look like Brad Pitt or George Clooney, whatever it may be. It just won't matter because you've got the right vibe. And I don't know about you, but have you ever looked at a guy and he's with a woman who is really, really beautiful, and yet he isn't very good looking, okay? And maybe you find out more about him and he doesn't have that much money. He's got a regular job, okay? So you're wondering, like, how the hell did he get her, right? Maybe she's not like a 10 out of 10, or maybe she is. But he still managed to get a woman who was way, way more out of his league. Yet he's got an average job and he's not that good looking. How did he do it? It's because there's something in his vibe. There's something in the way that he treats women, the way that he talks to women, that he's able to get women, okay? So if you've got the right vibe, then you can go really far with women. So your new goal then is you got to have a new goal when you go out on dates with women. And your new goal should be this. Okay, and this is something that I've been talking a lot about in my videos recently, and that is you have to go into a date, okay, and whenever you're not just even around women that you're dating, but around all the women, so you can get in practice, your new goal around women is to make them laugh, okay? That's your new goal. Your new goal is to put a smile on her face, a genuine smile. Okay, that's your new goal. Because if your aim is always to just have a good time and to get her to laugh and for her to enjoy herself, then she's more likely going to want to spend time with you. So think of it in these ways. If she feels good around you and you make her laugh, she's going to want to spend more time with you because you make her feel good and you make her feel laugh and you make her laugh. Okay, so with that being said, think about how if your goal is something else, let's say your goal was in the past to try and make a woman your girlfriend, or your goal when you were on a date was to try and get laid, you probably had this rushed nervous sense about you. Like you were trying to rush her to do something, and you were probably saying things that you thought were right because you thought that somehow what those magic words would make her fall in love with you faster. And basically what you came across as someone who was inauthentic, and also someone who was kind of a little bit pushy. Okay, now you may not have been doing it to such a degree that she could notice literally and say, hey, you're being too forceful here, or you're being too pushy, or I don't think you genuinely meant what you just said there. But what she will notice is that she'll notice an uncomfortable feeling inside of her that something is off. She just can't tell what it is. Okay, so therefore, the next time you ask her out on a date, she ghosts you, she ignores you, she tells you that she's seeing someone else, whatever the excuse may be. And basically she's saying this because she's implying to you that she just doesn't want to be with you anymore. She's not interested anymore. You put her off. Now, when you go out with a woman, it might not always be your fault. Okay, because most of the time that I've seen, one of the reasons why women lose interest in guys who they're dating is usually because, actually, even if things went really, really well with that guy, is because there's someone else that she prefers who's come back into the picture, like an ex-boyfriend or someone she had a huge crush on for a long time, and is now starting to work out with that old guy, the old guy in her life. So it's not always going to be your fault, but if you do know that you get really, really nervous around women and you try to make her your girlfriend, and you're trying to think of ways of how you can make her your girlfriend, and you're trying to look up tricks and techniques, and you try and show them to her, and you try and say them on her to see if she will like you more, and you feel generally very uncomfortable around women, and you find it very difficult to get them to laugh and to open up, and you notice that most of the time they look quite disinterested when they're around you, then you've got to focus them. Your focus now has to be off of all of those things, and to simply focus on having a good time, being more loose and relaxed, being more laid back, and making her laugh and just enjoying the experience more, rather than getting so inwardly focused on your own nervousness and worried about how you're coming across, or having mismatched goals about trying to get her to be your girlfriend or trying to get laid. So that should be your new goal around women, simply to just have a good time. And the reason I say you should do that with all women is because it will help you get the practice in. So when you do meet a woman that you really like, okay, it's effortless. So your new goal around all women should be simply to make them laugh. Now, it doesn't mean that you have to flirt with all of them, because obviously most of the women that you come into contact with are not going to be what you want. They're not going to be who you fancy, but it's just about getting them to laugh and have a good time with them. Just mess with them, just have fun. Okay, so the last thing that I want to get into is your approach to life, and this will make you more attractive to women too. So your whole life can't be about women. Your whole life can't be about dating and getting yourself a girlfriend. Your life, the main thing in your life should be a calling that you have for yourself, a deep purpose. And I talk about this all the time in my videos. But the reason why that is attractive to women, the fact that you've got a deep purpose and something that's like your main thing in life, that you're working towards or trying to build or trying to manifest within yourself, like, because for example, it could be a skill that you're trying to learn. Like your main goal in life might be to become a really awesome guitar player, and you're not trying to make money off of it, you're not trying to do anything off of it, you're just doing it for you. But it's still a calling, that's still your purpose, right? That's still your hobby, that's something that you really love and enjoy. Okay, and it brings you a lot of joy and fulfillment, and you feel really inspired and ambitious about it. So the reason why that's really attractive to women is because they don't want to be the main thing in your life, and they don't like men who make them the main thing in their life. Okay, they know that you should have something deeper and more important than them. And the reason why no one really likes to be put on a pedestal and be made the main thing in their life is because they know that at some point they're going to mess up. At some point they're going to be in a bad mood. At some point they're going to say the wrong thing, do the wrong thing. And if she's your whole world and she does the wrong thing, or perhaps maybe she doesn't want to be with you anymore, then your whole world is going to crumble. Because she was your world. She was the only thing that you had. She was the only thing that you got. You didn't have any purpose. You didn't have any mission in life. You didn't have a calling for yourself. So women don't feel very uncomfortable when you put them as your main thing, because they know they're going to mess up at some point. They know that every word, that you're hanging on every single word that they say. So you have to have something that's more important than women. And just let women and a relationship and marriage, just let that be a side quest. That's a side quest. It's not the main quest. The main quest should be your calling, that thing inside of you that you really feel called to do. And that's how you know that it's your calling, because you feel called to do it. Okay? And also, when you are doing it, whatever that may be, your mission, your calling, when you're working on it, when you're creating, you get into a flow state and you feel really good. Okay? And you have no regrets about it. Because some people might be watching this, I feel called to watch the TV. I play called to play video games. Yes, but when you're doing those things, right, for a long period of time, does it actually feel good? Or do you spend a whole day doing that and think, oh my God, I wish I had done something different. I wish I had done something more productive. Or you feel sluggish at the end of the day after something like that. Okay? What your calling should actually do is revitalize you. Okay, you could do it all day, all week, and still feel very on purpose, passionate, and good about yourself. You shouldn't have any regret if you spent the whole day playing video games, unless you make money by playing video games, or you watch Netflix all week and it's not part of your job, right? More than likely, you probably won't feel that great about yourself after a week like that. In fact, you'd probably be thinking, oh, I should have gone to the gym. I should have worked on this. I should have done this. I should have done that. I should have done this. Okay, so your calling is not just something that you feel drawn to do, but it's something that you feel drawn to do that revitalizes you and that helps you create the life of your dreams. Okay, so if you make these 3 small changes, then I'll just go through them, go back through them very briefly. And that is working on your physical appearance. If you don't, or if you feel like you need to, obviously. Your new goal around women, to make them laugh and to enjoy themselves, and for you to enjoy yourself too, have a good time. And your third one is to change your approach to life, and your approach to life should be all about your calling and your purpose and not women. Now, I just want to quickly say in your new approach to life as well, is that when you are doing this, okay, when you are changing this about yourself, it's very important that you find yourself a goal that you feel not just called to do, but something that really inspires you and is going to help you to create the life of your dreams. And it's something that is really, really important to you, okay? Because one of the things that you'll find is that women will notice you more if you are talking about something with passion, because you're passionate about it. And also when so if you start talking about the things that you like to do, you start talking about your purpose, you'll light up on the inside, okay? And it's that lighting up that a lot of women find really attractive. When you get really excited about something and giddy like a little schoolboy, women actually find that very charming, okay? So again, that's another quick tip for you as well when it comes to your new approach to life. When you're talking to women about your passion, you'll light up, okay? And that's how you know it's one of your passions as well, because you'll feel really excited and you could talk about it all day long. And women really like that. Okay, so thank you so much for watching. If you'd like to get in touch with me personally and you'd like coaching with me, then please go to www.christineloveridge.com. And if you'd like to read my book, Attracting the Beautiful Woman of Your Dreams, you can do so by going to the same website, www.christineloveridge.com. And you can read it for free by going to the menu on the website and then clicking on the book, and it'll take you right there. You don't need to log into the website. You don't need to sign up for anything. You don't need to give me any of your personal details. All you need to do is just go to the website and click on the menu and click on the book, and it'll take you right there. If you do want a physical copy, you can do. It's got a nice discreet spine. So if you don't want people knowing that you've got a dating book, that's fine. They won't know about it. Unless they physically pick it off the shelf. But and also it's a very quick read too. It's under 100 pages. Okay, so you could read it, you could easily breeze through it within an afternoon. And you can go and buy it on Amazon. You can get a physical copy on Amazon, or you can get the Kindle version. Okay, but it's not necessary because everything on the Kindle version, in the physical copy, this copy is on the website. So thank you so much for watching, and I shall talk to you again very soon. Goodbye.